Hello everyone and welcome to my CBS Soaps official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Monday, October 20, 2025. Today on Days of Our Lives, Sophia's finally caught, but answers may never come and Chanel and Johnny worry over Tesoro's future. Sarah's at work when she gets a breaking news text saying Sophia's missing. Shouldn't that be an Amber Alert? Guess Salem does things its own way. She stops EJ as he's walking by and complains about the lab backup and his staffing problems for being a cheapskate. He tries threatening her with insubordination, then hits a nerve by bringing Xander up, then tells Sarah that he has to make the difficult decisions to fund the free clinic. Speaking of which, he asks her to say a few words at the clinic's dedication. Roman tells Brady there's one vacant room above the pub, so he and Steve rush up, let themselves in with a key and grab Sophia before she can run. Outside, we see Amy slap Johnny again, accusing him of being at fault for Sophia running away. She figures he's just another lying DiMera and threatens to sue. Before she can storm off, Johnny looks in the pub window and points out Sophia with Steve and Brady. Tate and Holly are on their way to the pub when Leo and Javi stop them, asking about Sophia. They saw the missing persons alert. Tate and Holly just rip the band-aid right off and tell the guys that Tesoro is Sophia's baby, but not Tate. Chanel wanders over after Tate and Holly leave for the pub and laments that if Sophia doesn't turn up, she and Johnny may lose their chance to adopt Tesoro. She says hi to the little fella and promises they're fighting to be his mommy and daddy. Then Chanel gets a text from Johnny and rushes off. Inside the pub, Sophia freezes as she sees her mom, but Amy just rushes in and pulls her into a relieved hug. Amy insists her daughter tell her that everyone's been lying about her. Sophia can't though. Everything's true, she's not the fictional version her mom has in her head. She says her mom's suffocating control is the reason she gave birth alone in her bedroom, then insists that there was no way she'd let Amy or Tate, who's wandered in with Holly, know she gave birth or they'd force her to keep a baby she didn't want. And if Johnny hadn't backed out, none of this would have snowballed. Amy's heartbroken that her daughter gave birth alone while everyone else demands answers. When Leo and Javi enter, Amy rushes to her grandson and Sophia finally snaps, starts hitting herself in the head and screaming, "I can't take this anymore. I can't take it." She collapses as Brady tries helping her, then Javi rushes over. Sophia opens her eyes but just stares from the ground. Out in the square, Leo talks to Tesoro as EJ walks by and asks if Tesoro is the baby Johnny and Chanel are trying to adopt. Leo fills him in, off-screen presumably. They get Sophia to the hospital and Sarah takes her to an exam room, leaving Amy and Brady behind to worry. Amy struggles to come to terms how this happened, and Brady assures her that she did her best and can't blame herself. When Amy goes to call her mysterious husband, Chanel and Johnny show up looking for news. They feel for her, sure, but mainly just want her to recover so they can clear things up for the adoption. That feels more honest. Sarah tries talking to Sophia in the exam room, but the teen doesn't react. She goes out to let everyone know that Sophia's physically fine, but she seems to have suffered a psychological break and has selective mutism. She's ordered a psych consult. Amy goes in to see her daughter as Johnny and Chanel are left to worry that they'll never get Tesoro. EJ comes over to offer help and Chanel snaps at him and leads Johnny away. Holly, Tate and Steve rehash all that's going on in the square with some coffee. Steve feels for her. She's been under so much pressure. Holly has some compassion, but she's still upset. Tate apologizes to Holly for wasting time looking for a kid that wasn't his. Again, he went from 100 to 0 and got over this having a kid thing real fast. Brady calls Marlena to fill her in, then catches up with Sarah to do their own rehashing of the Sophia saga. Sarah doesn't know what'll happen to her. In Sophia's room, Amy promises Sophia they'll figure this out. She'd do anything to trade places, then hugs her blankly staring daughter and promises it'll be okay. Javi finds Leo in the square and tells him Sophia seems to be mentally gone, but Sarah and Amy are looking after her. They both admit they're feeling sad, vulnerable, and scared. They don't know what this will mean for Tesoro or for them. Monday, October 20, 2025. Today on Days of Our Lives, caught, broken, and beyond repair. The morning sun rises over Salem, but the day begins under a cloud of confusion and dread. In the hospital corridors, the hum of activity fills the air, nurses rushing from room to room, pagers buzzing, and Sarah Horton checking lab results when her phone buzzes with a breaking news alert. Missing teen, Sophia Choi last seen near Salem Square. Sarah freezes mid-step, reading the notification twice as her heart sinks. Sophia Choi, missing, she mutters. A part of her wonders if this should have triggered an Amber Alert, but then again, Salem always seems to have its own rules when it comes to crisis. She doesn't have long to process before DiMera strolls past in one of his perfectly pressed suits, carrying his usual smug expression and a stack of folders. Sarah calls out, stopping him. The lab backlog is ridiculous. I've been waiting for blood panels for 3 days, maybe if you didn't keep cutting hours to save a few bucks. EJ's smile fades to a glacial glare. Watch yourself, Dr. Horton, that sounds dangerously close to insubordination. Oh, give me a break, she snaps. I'm trying to save lives, not balance your budget. Spare me the sanctimony, he says smoothly. These decisions aren't easy. Every dollar saved helps fund the new free clinic. Sarah crosses her arms. In every corner you cut costs us time in people's health. EJ softens slightly, then changes the subject. Speaking of the clinic, I'd like you to say a few words at the dedication ceremony this afternoon. A woman of your compassion would be the perfect spokesperson. Sarah eyes him suspiciously but sighs. Fine, I'll do it, but after that I want the lab staffed properly again. EJ smirks faintly. We'll see. Across town, Roman Brady finishes a phone call behind the counter at the Brady pub. His expression darkens. Sophia, still missing, he mutters, glancing toward Brady and Steve, who are both standing nearby. There's one room vacant upstairs, Roman adds. If she's hiding anywhere close, it might be here. Without hesitation, Brady and Steve race up the stairs. The door creaks as they unlock it and step inside quietly. And there she is, Sophia, trembling, clutching a blanket, eyes wild with fear. Hey, Brady says softly. It's okay, sweetheart, you're safe now. But Sophia bolts for the door. Steve reacts quickly, blocking her path and gently grabbing her arm. Not this time, kiddo, no more running. Her breathing quickens, her eyes dart between them, panic clawing at her chest. She's trapped, but deep down, maybe a small part of her knows she can't keep running forever. Outside the pub, Amy Choi paces frantically. She's on the phone with Johnny DiMera, her voice full of fury. This is your fault, Johnny. My daughter's missing because of you. Johnny, looking exhausted and guilt-ridden, tries to calm her. Amy, please. But before he can finish, Amy slaps him hard across the face. You DiMeras ruin everything you touch. If anything's happened to my baby, I'll sue your whole damn family. Johnny flinches, rubbing his cheek, but says nothing. Instead, his gaze drifts to the pub window behind her. Amy, look. Through the glass, they see Brady and Steve, and in between them, Sophia. Amy gasps, dropping her phone. Oh my God. She doesn't hesitate another second. She runs inside. Meanwhile, in the square, Tate and Holly walk together, still processing the chaos that's unfolded over the last few days. Their attempt at normal conversation ends abruptly when Leo Stark and Javi Morales rush over, their expressions tense. You two seen Sophia? Leo asks breathlessly. We just saw the alert. Tate sighs heavily. Yeah, there's something you guys should know. Holly looks at him nervously but nods. It's time. Tate blurts it out. Tesoro, the baby, he's Sophia's, but he's not mine. Leo's jaw drops. Wait, what? Javi blinks, trying to process it. Then whose is he? Tate shrugs helplessly. Doesn't matter, Sophia didn't want anyone to know, but now that she's missing, everyone's gonna find out anyway. The revelation hits Leo and Javi hard. They exchange a silent glance, both realizing their lives, too, are about to change in ways they never expected. After Tate and Holly walk away, Chanel Dupree approaches, holding Tesoro in her arms. She overheard enough to know things are spiraling. If Sophia doesn't come back, Chanel whispers sadly, Johnny and I might lose our chance to adopt him. She looks down at the baby and smiles softly. Hey there, little man, we're fighting to be your mommy and daddy, okay? We're not giving up on you. Her phone buzzes with a text from Johnny. We found her. Chanel's eyes widen. Oh my God. She kisses Tesoro's forehead, then hands him to the sitter and rushes off toward the pub. Inside, chaos reigns. Sophia freezes when she sees her mother rush in. Amy's tears are streaming as she runs to her daughter, wrapping her in a desperate hug. "Tell me they're lying," Amy pleads. "Tell me all these awful things people said about you aren't true." But Sophia doesn't answer, she just stares, shaking. Amy pulls back, searching her daughter's eyes. "Please, baby, say something." Sophia's voice breaks. "They're not lying, Mom, it's all true." The words hit Amy like a knife. Sophia continues, tears spilling down her cheeks. "You wanted me to be perfect, but I'm not. You controlled everything, every move, every thought until I couldn't breathe. That's why I gave birth alone. I couldn't let you or Tate find out. You'd make me keep a baby I didn't want. You'd make me live your life instead of mine." Amy staggers back, stunned. "You gave birth alone." Sophia nods, trembling, "Because I had no one." Johnny, who's just walked in with Chanel, stands frozen, guilt twisting his stomach. "If you hadn't backed out, Johnny," Sophia chokes, "none of this would have happened." The room falls silent, even the ticking clock seems loud. Amy covers her mouth, sobbing, "My baby." Leo and Javi enter just in time to see Amy rush to hold her grandson. Sophia watches, face pale and hollow, and something inside her snaps. She starts hitting herself, screaming, "I can't take this anymore, I can't take it." Everyone rushes toward her, shouting her name, but she collapses, trembling violently. Brady kneels beside her, checking her pulse. She's breathing. Javi crouches down, panic written all over his face. "Sophia, can you hear me?" Her eyes flick open, blank, glassy, staring into nothing. Later at Salem University Hospital, Sarah works quickly, examining Sophia in an ER bay. Amy stands nearby, wringing her hands, while Brady tries to comfort her. "She's physically stable," Sarah says finally, "but emotionally I'm not sure, she's in shock." Amy looks terrified. She's not talking, she's just staring. Sarah nods grimly. "I think she's suffered a psychological break, a kind of selective mutism. It's her mind's way of protecting her from trauma." Amy's voice trembles. "Will she get better?" "I don't know," Sarah admits. "We'll need a psych consult, but right now she needs calm, not questions." Outside the room, Johnny and Chanel arrive, out of breath. "How is she?" Johnny asks. Amy looks at them bitterly. "You care now." Chanel tries to keep her tone even. We want her to be okay, for everyone's sake." Amy wipes her tears. "You mean for the adoption's sake?" That lands. Chanel looks away, guilt flashing across her face. Meanwhile in the square, Steve, Holly, and Tate sit at a cafe table, each lost in thought. "She's been through hell," Steve says quietly. "No wonder she cracked." Holly folds her arms. "Still, she lied to everyone, she dragged us into this." Tate sighs. "Yeah, well, I spent weeks thinking I was a dad, turns out I was just a plot twist." Steve gives him a sympathetic look. "You did what you thought was right, kid." Tate shrugs. "Guess that's not enough anymore." Back at the hospital, Brady steps into the hallway, pulling out his phone to call Marlena. "Doc, it's Brady. We've got a situation, Sophia Choi. She's unresponsive, might need a psych eval. Can you come?" When he hangs up, he finds Sarah standing beside him, looking drained. "She's so young," Sarah murmurs, "and already carrying more pain than most adults could handle." Brady nods. "You think she can recover?" "I think," Sarah hesitates. "She wants to, but she'll need help, real help, and maybe for once Salem won't fail her." In Sophia's hospital room, Amy sits at her daughter's bedside, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "I'd trade places with you if I could," she whispers. "I'm sorry, baby, I'm so sorry." She pulls Sophia into her arms, rocking gently, tears falling onto the girl's still face. "Everything going to be okay," she promises, though she doesn't believe it herself. Sophia doesn't blink, doesn't move, just stares at the ceiling, silent, hollow, lost. That evening, Javi finds Leo in the square, sitting alone on a bench. "She's at the hospital," Javi says quietly. "They think she's mentally gone, but Sarah and Amy are watching over her." Leo swallows hard. "She's just a kid. None of this should have happened." They sit in silence for a moment, both thinking of Tesoro. "What's gonna happen to the baby?" Leo asks softly. Javi shakes his head. "I don't know, but I think nothing ever going to be the same." The camera pans up as the church bells toll in the distance, echoing through the cool Salem night. A town full of secrets. A girl broken by them. A baby caught in the crossfire. And somewhere in the shadows, another DiMera watches, waiting for their chance to make things even worse. End Monday, October 20, 2025. Would you like me to continue this storyline for Tuesday, October 21, 2025 next? Showing the hospital aftermath, the Tesoro custody chaos, and Marlena's session with Sophia. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.